everyone, and welcome back to another one of my videos. So I know I haven't posted anything in a while, and I said why not make a post today about something that I'm passionate about, kitchen knives, and tell you why a dollar store knife might be better for you than a professional high carbon knife, or this one is a hand forged Damascus steel, also high carbon knife. This certainly looks cool. This one sounds cool because it's professional. And you say, dollar store knife, why? Well, it's because how you use it and what it needs to do, and your time mainly. Because the difference between these knives, it's not that one can get sharper than the other. It might get, but it's marginal, and that's just going into the nitty-gritty of it. But what you need to know is that you, as a regular 99% of the population person, are not a chef. You are not chopping, slicing, dicing all kinds of things from 5 a.m. in the morning to 12 p.m. in the night. You are making food once or twice a day, maybe once or twice a week, and you're using your knife basically 10 to 30 minutes a day, not more than that. And that is why this can save you a lot of time compared to this and this. You would want a professional knife if you are a professional, or this one if you are a professional and an enthusiast like I am. How is this saving you time and can be as good as this or this? The answer is this: a simple, humble knife sharpener. This is a no-frill, easy way to sharpen a knife. Now, the problem is that this will sharpen this, but it will have a hell of a time sharpening this or this, because the steel in the dollar knife store knife is a lot softer than the steel in the professional one and the hand forged one. And this is where the difference comes in. Once sharpened, this one and this one will stay sharp a lot longer than this one. But that being said, in order to sharpen the professional one or the enthusiast knife, you will need a bunch of crap like this, with whetstones, with things that measure the angle correctly to make sure that you don't mess up the geometry of the knife. And doing it this way, you need to learn how to do it. The first few times you're going to do this, you're going to mess up the knife really bad. So you want to train on a dollar store knife, not on the good knives, until you know how to actually use these. But when you take this, you can take the dollar store knife, and if it's completely busted up and it doesn't cut at all, you will start with the first one here. You don't have to press really hard, and go with, like, I don't know, 10 strokes. And after that, you will go with the middle one. And this one is here, it's really coarse, it has diamond particles in it, and the role of the first sharpener here is to just give the geometry to the blade. It will eat a lot of the blade away. The second one here has two high carbon or tungsten pieces in there that will also be able to easily bite into the softer steel of the dollar store knife. And again, you just run it through a few times. I don't know, if this was 10, do 15 times on this one, and when you finish, you get to the honing part, the third one, and this one has ceramic V in here that will take off the burrs on the side of the blade, and it will make it not as sharp as a whetstone, but sharp enough, close enough, so that you can use it in the kitchen. This, to sharpen your knife on this, it will take you 2 minutes, 3 minutes, you're done. To sharpen your knife on the whetstone, it will take 5 to 10 minutes just to soak your stones. And then it will take you anywhere, depending on how good you are at it, from 5 minutes to half an hour or an hour to actually sharpen the blade, depending on how much you need to take off the stone, because first you need to make sure that the stone is perfectly flat. Then you take the knife. It depends on how hard the knife is compared to the stone and how much you need to take off from the blade. You need to make sure that your geometry is right. Meanwhile, this already has the geometry in it. As long as you hold the knife right, you're good to go. And it makes a mess, and then you have to pack them away. You have to pack them away in a certain way so that water doesn't stay in there and you start growing mold in your stones. So it's complicated. It's not easy. This thing, when bam, thank you ma'am, you're good to go for maybe a week. You sharpen your knives with the stones, the hard ones. They will be good to go for a month, the hard blades. But you need to dedicate that time to learn how to use the stones, to learn how to hold the knife, to learn how hard you need to press on the stone so that you can take off from the blade, but not too much, not too little. So it's a process. This is foolproof, and you can do it straight up from the beginning. Just don't put a lot of force in it, just medium, press it a little bit in there and just cut into it, like you would be cutting a tomato, and that will actually sharpen your knife, okay? And you don't need to worry about all the other stuff. So unless you're a professional or an enthusiast like I am, where you collect these things just for the heck of it, you don't need all that. All you need is this thing from the dollar store, and you're good to go, and you can have a really good time slicing up your stuff, your meats, your tomatoes, your whatevers. And another thing with this knife is that if you drop it or you cut too hard into a bone and you chip it, this is a dollar store knife. These cost hundreds and hundreds of dollars depending on where you get them from. And if you chip it, it's a personal pain. At least for me it is. Also, because of that, I made the previous little thing on, I think on TikTok I made it, where I told you when you're chopping stuff on the chopping board and you slide them into the pot or into a bowl or something off the chopping board, never slide it with the blade, because you're destroying the blade. Just flip the knife around and use the back of the knife to slip stuff off. This goes also for the dollar store knife. Respect your knives, and the sharper they are, the smaller the chance that you're gonna cut yourself. And even if you cut yourself with a really sharp knife, you will heal faster than if you would cut yourself with a jagged knife that just tears the tissue apart, instead of spreading it apart and then letting it heal back really fast. So yeah, this is what I wanted to impart to you, to tell you why a dollar store knife might be better for you than a professional knife or a hobby hand-forged beautiful Damascus knife. Thank you all for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to keep the internet alive, and come see me on the next one. Thanks, and bye-bye.